Hello and welcome to today's news on Vanguard Live. My name is Damlola Ogun, and let's move straight to the front pages of the dailies. Starting with Vanguard. Vanguard is leading with YOB El-Rufai are yet to join ADC. That's according to BOLAJI ABDULLAhi. Ex-PDP Governors Forum DG joins ADC. Obedient won a party against selling presidential ticket to IS bidder. Omoagege has no plan to leave APC but that's coming from Ayuri. No EDC leader can inherit Buhari's 12 million block votes. That's coming from Ikechukwu. You can see that story on page 5 of Vanguard newspaper. The faction, Adeleke's negotiation hits a brick wall. That's coming from APC source. Subsidy removal, turnover profits or in oil companies. You can see that story on page 25. And we have two photo stories. The one below was taken at the 8th-day Fidel prayer for Awujale, while the top picture shows us taking out Zenith Bank as a win the Euro Money Award. And you can see more of that story inside the Vanguard newspaper. In the top right corner, we have 2025 SSCE disregard report on purported cancellation. Federal government WAEC tell public. Governors, media chiefs for Latif Jakonde's lecture in Lagos, July 23rd. Lastly, on Vanguard newspaper, later Awujale stood for revalidation of June 12 polls. That's according to Tinubu. See pictures and others on page 15 of the Vanguard newspaper. Away from there, we move to the Punch. The Punch leading story says race to 2027 PDP's flag bearer battle begins after Atiku's exit. Zoni consensus strategy top Thursday's PDP's neck agenda. Makinde Bala I ticket. You can see that on page 2. And stories below, page 34. Doctors to begin nationwide strike Thursday. National Assembly showdown. Senate draws battle lines over Natasha's return. Lastly, on the Punch newspaper, Nigerians spend over $3.6 billion annually on foreign healthcare under Buhari. You can see that on page 31. While the Guardian's top story this morning says MPC court in rate court trade-offs as a bank's demand CRR review. Page 6 has the story. Tinubu Bakari allowed Awujale's contribution to APC and political sources. PSC orders fought planned protest by ex-officers over pension scheme. You can see that on news page 9. And Edo Benue governors under fire over threat to Obi. NBA proposes changes to Electoral Act, wants beavers RF legalized. You can see that on newspaper 3. And lastly, let's move to the Nation newspaper. Nation's leading story says state slowdown on loans following rise in revenue. The rider says petrol subsidy removal raises income. DMO 27 states have caught borrowing. And it's on the front page and it continues on page 2. Awujale predicted my second term victory, says Tinubu. President eulogizes Oba Adetono. You can see that on page 3. Also, Muslim Christian prayers end the ex-president Buhari's morning week. You can see that story on page 2 of the Nation newspaper. And that's all we have on the front pages of the dailies. Join us after the break for a brief analysis of some of the stories. Welcome back. If you're just joining me, this is today the news on Vanguard Live. My name is Damola Ogun Shakin. Joining me to analyze some of the stories on the front pages this morning is Mr. Aliu Mohammed, CEO of Magnet Communications, former editor of Daily Times and Concord newspaper. Good morning, Mr. Ali.
Morning, Damlola. How are you?
I'm very fine, thank you. Now, African Democratic Congress yesterday, ADC, addressed the delay in the full membership of the 2023 presidential candidate of Labour Party (LP), Mr. Peter Obi, and former Kaduna State Governor Malam Nasir El-Rufai in the party. And also, this came as the DGO of PDP, Mr. Sid, resigned from PDP and joined the ADC. What do you think about this?
Well, when you have a new party like we've had in recent time, you see people decamping from one party to another. If I start counting the number of people that have resigned from PDP, top guys, oh, we should be having close to 20. I don't want to start mentioning names. It should be expected when you have a new party, especially a party that is going to embrace people from different political parties in the form of an alliance. You should expect massive resignation and reshuffling that we are having among parties today. It's a good development for democracy. It's a good development for Nigeria as a country that has embraced democracy. It is an opportunity for people to try other parties. Those who want to be governors, those who have different ambitions to be governor, to be senators, who feel that they are not comfortable with one party can go to another party and test the waters there. So it's a good development for the country because the problem of the opposition party before now was that APC was getting too powerful. APC as a party was like a big house that is taking over almost all the politicians. You saw the massive resignation from the PDP. We had governors that have resigned and joined APC, and the PDP um, uh, leaders have become scared that the party might be without governors, it might be without senators in the coming days. And this forced some forces within that party to join hands with other politicians to start the ADC, an alliance called ADC. It's a good development. Like I said, I am opposed to a situation where we will return to a single party nation. No, it's a good development. It is healthy. I only want to appeal that the present system should be tried and there must be a clean, level playing for all those involved in the alignment and the other party that is in government, APC.
All right, we have Peter Obi and El-Rufai. They are currently involved with ADC,
Mm.
but Obi is still contesting under Labour Party, and El-Rufai is still under SDP ahead of this, this 2027 election. So, how viable is the idea of to have participation
I
in
don't
the
know
election?
if Obi is part of the formation of ADC. If he is, we should be expecting that he will decamp to ADC in the coming days. The same thing with El-Rufai. If they have something, political ambition to be fulfilled under ADC, we should expect that they will decamp to ADC in the coming days. They are still in these parties doesn't mean that they don't have future ambition of joining the ADC because if you look at the formation of ADC, the people you talked about, El-Rufai and Peter Obi, were forces that came together to propose or give birth to the new alliance called ADC. Go back and check your records. They were instrumental to the formation of ADC. That they have not left their party should not be seen as them changing their mind about becoming members of ADC. They are just being tactical politically.
But is this not going to, affect, the loyalty? Don't you think it will be split in two parties if they are still involved with the two
I think it
parties?
is a strategy by them to bring into ADC as many members as possible from the party they are in presently. A lot of horse trading is going on within the political parties. People are negotiating, and negotiation in Nigeria involves a lot of money. And so they have to talk to people to decamp from the party they are now to ADC. You don't expect everybody to decamp in within 24 hours. No, it will go on within a space of time. By the time we approach the end of this year, the picture will become clearer about who will remain in which party and who will be in the new coalition party. So we just need to be patient. Politics is about strategy. You don't reveal all your cards in one day. So let's watch and see what will happen in the coming days.
Well, ADC, they declared that they declared no preferred presidential candidate, and level playing field. So do you think ADC is on the playing internal power plays, causing about the
See,
power
declaration of
plays?
who is their presidential candidate is the list of their problems now. The party has to be built to be a very strong platform where people can come out and realize their ambition. ADC is how many weeks old? It's less than 2 months old. So it's too early for anybody to come out or for the party to come out and say, Chief or Mr. So so and so is our presidential candidate. ADC will end up having so many past presidential candidates within the party.
Mm.
And what they will do is to organize a convention. They have they have not even organized one, not to talk of a convention where they will choose their presidential candidate. No party will just come out and say this is our presidential. You must have a convention at which candidates will have an opportunity to contest as the presidential candidate of the party, and whoever wins eventually becomes the presidential candidate. And for the purpose of unity, they probably will say, okay, Mr. ABC is the presidential candidate. Let us pick his vice from those who lost the election. It is possible that could happen because it is a coalition and people will want to make sure there are checks and balances in whatever they do within that party. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's too early to talk about who is going to be the presidential candidate. The party must be on a solid ground before you can even talk about a governorship candidate, not to talk of a presidential candidate.
All right, still talking about Peter Obi. Let's talk about his issues with Governor Peibolo. Banning the movement, all that, against Peter Obi. And what do you think about it?
No, that is a wrong perception of what is happening between the Edo State governor and I listened to the speech of the Edo State governor that he will not be in a position to guarantee his safety if he comes to Edo State without informing him. That statement has been given different meanings. But if you ask me, that statement is also unnecessary. As the governor of a state from APC and somebody else is coming to campaign in the state belongs to all political parties. The state doesn't belong to a particular party, be it a ruling party, be it an opposition party. Edo State belongs to all parties, provided those parties have offices in the state. So that statement to me by the governor of Edo State is unnecessary.
But do you think this is about the state security, or it's just a political playbook that is
See,
restricting the opposition?
if you are going to campaign in any part of the country, you must give a notice to the police. If you have um, a good relationship with the governor of that state, it can be written. But unfortunately, the governor of Edo State seemed to be taking over the duties of the police in this instance. He is taking over the duty of the police to ensure the safety of lives and property. The statement that was issued, or the statement of the state governor, is supposed to have emanated from the commissioner of police, because coming to Edo State by Peter Obi and his safety is purely a security issue. Nobody will blame the governor if Peter Obi came to Edo State without informing him, but he informed the police. God forbid, if anything happens to him, the police will have to answer to it, not the governor. Because the commissioner of police is the number one security officer of the state. The governor, the governor's duty too is to ensure the safety of everybody, not only APC members in the state. You cannot come out and say that if somebody who is in opposition party comes to your state, whatever happens to him, you should not be. You will become answerable. If Peter Obi truly goes to Edo State and something happens to him, people will sit him down and question him. That's why I said it, that statement was not
But the
supposed to
governor
come.
insists that he didn't threaten Peter Obi.
But I listened to it. You see, you can read meanings. You see, in semantics, you can read meanings to different meanings to one statement. That's why I said that statement in the first instance should have been avoided. I'm from Edo State. I have the right to either support my governor or not. But in this instance, it doesn't have my support. It doesn't have my support. You don't go on air to make such a statement, knowing fully well that it will generate serious controversy.
All right, let's move away from that and quickly, talk about this one. We have the Ifa Council saying that they are going to sue. They will sue because of the Awujale burial. What was your take on this?
So, you see, as far as this matter is concerned, the late Awujale, before he died, I remember that he addressed a press conference that he should not be buried in line with tradition and culture of Ijebu-Ode. He insisted that he must be buried as a Muslim. He made that statement. It was published in all the newspapers. It was broadcast on television and radio. Why didn't the people that are going to court now, why didn't they go to court then? They probably thought that the man was joking, right? A man of the standing of Awujale, sorry, making such a statement should not be counted as a joke. He meant it, and the statement was executed when he died. So it is belated for them now to say you are going to court. To court to take an injunction against the dead or the trouble the family of the man. The family didn't had no role to play in the decision taken to bury Awujale as a Muslim, because he said it when he was alive.
But they are saying that the burial violated both law and tradition. Do you think this? Do you think legally and cultural was the state within its right, or did they overstep cultural boundaries?
It is difficult. You see, like I said, the man addressed the press conference. I recall that press conference very well. Why did the traditional Ifa people not take him up then? They kept quiet. There is an adage in Yoruba that ọ̀rọ̀ sunukun, ojú sunukun la fi ń wò, but they kept quiet, not knowing that the man meant what he said then. If you say you are suing The family, to me, it is unnecessary. The man has died. What I expected them now to do is they should ensure that whoever becomes the Awujale after Obasikiru Adetono, they should sit him down. If they have to make him swear with the oracle that he will, if he dies, oh, he will be buried traditionally, they can do that. But this one, as far as I am concerned, I don't think they should contest it. It has happened, and they should allow peace to reign in Ijebu. Otherwise, what we are toying with is a big trouble if it is not carefully handled.
So how should the government respond to avoid deepening the divide, especially after constituting a burial committee and especially after involving multiple stakeholders?
Well, Ogun State government has a governor who is sensible, who is compassionate, who is active. I expect him to come in at this time and appeal to both sides, the traditional worshippers, to stop whatever action that they want to take. They should do that in honor of the late Awujale. The man has come and gone. I think they should honor his memory. It's not easy to be Awujale for over 60 years. Over 60 years, the man was their traditional ruler. The Bode became big and developed under him. I want to plead with them that they should stop this case and honor the memory of the Awujale. It shouldn't be a situation where we have to celebrate him with court cases and settlements and all that. This has come and gone. But whoever is going to be the next Awujale, they should sit with him. If they have to extract a promise or an agreement with him that Mr. or Kabiyesi so and so, we are going to install you traditionally. And when you live long and die, you will be buried traditionally, and let the new Awujale sign. That's a way to ensure that we have peace in Ogun State. Going to court, to me, is unimportant. We should honor the memory of that man who was Awujale of Ijebu land for over 60 years.
All right, lastly, let's quickly talk about this one. The Nigerian Medical Association has warned that it will ground medical services nationwide if the government fails to meet its demand at the expiration of the 21-day ultimatum it issued. What's your take on this?
When was the ultimatum issued? See, we are quick to say that we want to go on strike, we want to go on strike. But they have an oath to save lives, to protect lives. They seem to have forgotten that they have that when they were going to become medical doctors. They should embrace dialogue. They should go and sit down with the government, jaw, and come to a conclusion. Going on strike will not solve any problem. You are going to just ensure that so many people will die in that process. And at the end of the day, what will they achieve by allowing a lot of their patients that they should be taken care of to die? They should embrace dialogue. You see, one thing I don't like about us Nigerians is when you feel that you hold important positions in the society, you want to show that without you, nothing can go on in that sector. They should embrace dialogue, please. They should sit down with the government, state government, federal government, jaw, and not war. That is my advice for them. This Nigeria is greater than any of us. We should take the interest of this country into our hearts and act before we say we are going on strike. we should consider a lot of things. How is it going? How is your strike going to affect the people, positively or negatively? If you sit down and look at the effects of your action both ways, you will not want to do anything that will take away lives. Avoid things that will take more lives, because you know the positions they occupy in our society. Doctors going on strike quite soon now, so we should be careful with the way we say we are going on strike.
So, but this is still also based on their wages and salaries. And we've had reports of doctors and nurses leaving the country, though the federal government has also tried their best to stop them, but they are also complaining about the wages and salaries. So, do you think this should also be reviewed
That's why
more
I'm saying that there should,
instead of
if you want salary to be reviewed, tell your employer now. Talk to your employers. The going on strike will not solve any problem. You will just kill more people. Those who are sick will not be attended to. Have you ever witnessed a strike situation in public hospitals? People will be massively taken away from those hospitals, and people, well, in the process, a lot of people will die. I have seen it before, so I don't pray that it will happen again. The doctors should please go on the negotiating table with the government and make sure they strike a deal with government. Not we are going on strike and government will just be looking at them for 2, 3, 4 weeks. They go on strike now. But the problem is when two elephants fight, the grass suffers. The people will suffer, not those in government. But those in government, they know how to fly to London. What's the name of that hospital? in central London.
central?
I, I will visit that hospital the next time I'm in London.
I guess we also follow suit when we have the money.
No, no. This time I'm not going to that. I just want to
Just to
see
go
the
and see the
place.
environment.
I am not going for treatment.
Yeah.
I am not going for any other reason than to see the place. So this is the place they always come to. And
I
then
think
go
we saw many Nigerians in London visiting just to take pictures and record the environment
$3,000
per night.
a night. A huge sum of money. And we cry here day and night that there is no money in Nigeria. May God help Nigeria.
Amen. Let's end this on a lighter note with Mr. and Mrs. this morning. And the first person speaking is Mrs. Mrs. says his hand rested on the breast of another man's wife, and he called that a mistake. He should rot in jail.
I agree with that.
And Mr. replied, I agree with you. In football, handling the ball in the penalty box is a grievous offense.
Yes, I agree with him too. It's a grievous
Very
offense.
big one. So it's not a mistake. It really needs to be reviewed. Thank you, Mr. Ali, for joining us this morning.
Most welcome.
Yes. Do want to like and follow us on all our social media platforms showing on your screen. You can also visit our website, www.vanguardngr.com. Have a lovely Monday.
Thank you.